the P.D. Freeman Show. It's the P.D. Freeman. Yeah, it's the P.D. Freeman Show. Woo! La da 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 da.
Thank you, my man. You are beautiful. You are beautiful. That's Gary Darnell Watkins, and he is, I said it wrong, but he's wearing a kilt today. Can you stand up and show that?
Why, of course.
Yeah, can the camera see that?
Yeah.
Oh, that is sweet right there, man.
Yeah.
A kilt. He's wearing it today to honor both he and myself's Scottish roots. So for us, it's funny because we were both in a clan. Sorry. Sorry. So today on the show, we're happy to see you. Hi. And we have a fantastic comedian, a comedian I was on the road with for a little bit, and who is just fantastic. And every time anybody ever sees him, man, he just fills the joint. Everybody falls out. I am so excited that he decided to do the show. I thought I was going to have to coax him into it or go get somebody to put him in a burlap bag and bring him here like we do with most of our guests. But he decided to come on his own. We got Shang here tonight, everybody. Yes, Shang. And I will not get him shangry because you don't want to do that. Okay, so we're going to go to commercial. We'll be right back with Shang. Take us out of here again. Yeah. Sings to me, it just does something. Today I actually want to help everybody here. I want you to think of this more as a classroom than a late night show. I want to talk to you about a danger that's going around the country, and it must be stopped. And that danger is the dangers of pseudo-certainty. What is pseudo-certainty, you're saying? Pseudo-certainty is when someone tells you something, and then you take it as fact, and then you repeat it to the next person, who then takes it as fact and repeats it to the next person, who takes it as fact, and on and on and on. None of these people actually do any research trying to find out if what they've been told is true. So we don't want that. And that's people blindly following blind people, okay? And that, of course, brings hate groups, private clubs, and people who drive Priuses. So you want to look out. You want to look out for that. Another pseudo-certainty that's going around is that people say that human beings only use 10% of their brain. Untrue. Scientists and doctors have debunked this years ago. It's actually, people use 100% of the brain. It's just that they only know what they're talking about 90% of the time, which is where the mix-up probably happens. So now you've got to be smart and you've got to be hip. How can you be smart and be hip? Well, because you can't just be smart and you can't just be hip. You've got to be them both. You've got to be able to identify the problem, and then you have to be able to know, hey, man, I'm not really feeling that. I'm moving on, you know, and because that's what hipsters do. You know why hipsters walk so slow?
Why is that?
Because they got no place to be, man. So you got to be smart and you got to be hip. First thing you got to do is you got to watch out for people who say, and start these sentences speaking to you saying, they say. They say. This is very, very dangerous words, because once you're listening to a person who starts their sentence with they say, that is your first class trip to Looneyland or American politics. You can have either one if you'd like. Okay. Now, how you can tell these people who are pseudo-certainty people, there are two kinds. One group wears a tie around their neck. The other group puts a tie around someone else's neck. So you gotta kind of know them. They wear long dresses, white, very, very, very chic, but very dangerous people. And then there's, you can take a look at it. They say, and why it's so dangerous, because if you switch the words around of they say, you get hate Cy. Why would anybody hate Cy? Cy's a good guy. You know, he's on the neighborhood watch. He looks out for the kids. He does the barbecues. Maybe we should kind of keep an eye on Cy. Then the other way that you can look at it is it says, eat shy. Oh, now this infuriates me. Person who made up they say, I want you to know that I know Shy. Shy is a friend of mine, and you, sir, taste nowhere near as good as Shy. So these are the things that you must know, and I hope that this helps you in your life and in your work and in all the stuff. Yeah, you can kind of see me like prodding out here in the end. So we're going to get to the good stuff now. Go to commercial. When we come back, we'll be back with Shang.
It's the leading
That's what I like.
show.
Now you like
It's
it.
the leading Freeman show. Yeah, it's the leading Freeman show.
Oh, that sounds so nice. I have to hear it twice. Ladies and gentlemen, there's been many people who have strutted upon this stage. I'm talking about Albert Einstein, Batman, and Frankenpuff. But tonight, we've got the best of them all. We've got comedian, movie star, and good friend to me, comedian, actor, lover,
Wow.
Shang.
Wow. Lover. Yeah, it's been a while.
We didn't
I'm
know,
not.
we didn't know if you were actually going to come in. from
No,
the-
I was gonna come, but the lover part, it's been a long time, bro.
It's been a-
It's been a long time.
Now-
All I'm saying is my wick is pretty dry.
You know, oh wow!
Pretty dry.
So you mean you done and it's poof, like
Yeah, it's just
talcum powder?
talcum powder.
That's pretty dry.
But no, I said I was gonna show. I showed.
Thank you. It's something I've always wanted to tell you. I've never told you, and
Right.
it's that we were on the road together. I think you remember that. And
Yeah.
you were the first comedian ever to treat me nice and to tell me what I needed to do to be a good comedian. And I said to you, you know what? Nobody has ever done that for me.
Really?
And I've asked different people. Like I had no problem asking, but they would treat me like nothing. And you were the first one.
What did they walk up and put a pie in your face? I mean, like, hey, dude, you're telling joke. Pow! No,
Well, that would have at least been informational. comedy-wise.
yeah, at least that would have been. Oh,
Pie
so
in
you
the
put the
face.
pie in the face.
Oh, okay. It's
No, I
comedy.
no, I
I get it.
no, we talking to. I mean, no, it's so easy to be cool with people, and it's just easy to be cool with people.
Well, I was already a fan by the
I
time
appreciate it.
that we hooked
I-
up,
I-
and so I was like, this cat is never going to give me any information.
Oh no,
But
no,
but I said, well, I'll ask anyway. And when I did, you're like, yeah, brother, come sit down here. It was after the show, and we sat down at the bar, and you started laying out what it is
Right.
that you have to do and whatnot. And I said,
Okay.
man, you're the only one that's ever done this for me.
Right, I
I was
definitely.
very new in comedy. I was very, very new.
I laid
very
it out.
scared.
You have to sleep with a lot of bookers. Very important. You know, treat them right. Baby oil, they like it. And then I don't know where that came from.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Oh yeah, I do. That's how I got in the improvs. But I say no. I think that there's a lot of comics that don't like to share the wealth because they're yogurty. They're yogurty.
What's yogurty mean?
Yogurty, soft, and softy, softers.
Do
And
they have fruit on the bottom?
they're totally yogurty fruit on the bottom.
Okay.
So,
Now
but
we
no.
now we know something
Now,
we didn't know. a few
there you
minutes ago.
go. And I think that there's a lot of comics that don't want to share with younger comics or comics that's starting off. And I just never been that way. I've always opened my home and opened my, self to like, because I can't be at every gig. I can't be like, well, I must rule everything that is comedy. And and there's comics I don't think are funny, but I still know it's a journey.
Right.
Because there's comics that weren't funny that are murderers now.
Right.
So there's, so you got to be cool.
And they even gave me a show.
Wow. See, I'm on your show. And I've done a ton of stuff.
Man, I watched you and everything. My little brother, you are his favorite comedian, which makes me angry. But the special that he loves the most is Shangri. He'll watch it every single weekend.
Yeah,
he went to go to relax. He watches Shangri.
I appreciate you watching Shangri.
His name's Sean.
And thank you for the additional checks that are coming in. But no,
you can say hi to Sean.
Hey, what's up, Sean?
Thank you,
hey, Sean. Thank you.
I was trying not
there
to
you go.
force you to
No. I mean,
to Sean.
No, but thank you, Sean, and thank you, Amazon and Apple TV for, giving me the shot, and it worked out. And I'm actually one of the producers on it, and this is the wild part when you never know when something's gonna pop off. I edited it in my kitchen.
What?
Because the editing part was so expensive, and I know how to edit. So it was me and a brother named Nazi, and that's the only table that was big enough to put all of the equipment on there. So I just sat there and edited it, and then people thought, "Oh, you're gonna deliver this," and you saw it, and it worked out.
It was hot.
Thank you for all of the people that came out to the taping.
Fire.
It went well, and we're at right now on Amazon Prime 991,000 views. So that's not bad.
Very nice.
Not bad at all without a lot of promotion.
We have something in common because this show is negative the exact number.
Wow.
So
I knew I got that velvet.
Off of somebody in the
street.
street.
You made that money.
End the joke for you. Why not?
No, you made the money. You bought the velvet. Why do I have to say? Why do I say velvet like Billy Crystal? What is that, velvet?
No, I thought that's Eddie Murphy.
But he got that from Billy Crystal.
Oh.
Billy Crystal. If you watch The Princess Bride,
yes.
Heifer storming the castle.
Yeah. Oh God, you got him down.
That was what he said. She's a witch, I tell you. And then a lot of that you see Gilbert Gottfried when he goes into the thing with the thing. Because a lot of Jewish comics they would take from him. And so
I love
wow, you didn't see that coming. Like a lot of black people don't really do Gilbert Gottfried.
They don't really do those.
But no,
beautiful.
I think that when I met you, and just comedy-wise, when I meet a lot of comics, I just feel like if I'm further ahead of them, that I wish somebody that was further ahead of me would have talked to me. So now I talk to younger comics because, and luckily I'm, doing okay.
Well, even back then. Well, thank you, Bo.
Young man,
always wanted to say
young sir, young Jedi.
One person clapped in the audience for me.
And that's all.
One person clapped.
And that was the band.
Yeah, and he works for me.
And exactly. Did you give a golf clap?
No, this that there's no, they hate black on black unity.
That's what it is. Wow.
I'm sorry to everyone out
Wow, that
there.
got racial. That
was me.
I didn't see that coming.
I take it back.
No, all of a sudden he went from like, so it's nice to meet you. Yeah, what about the black man? Like, whoa. Let's all come.
Talking about it though.
Let's come together.
What
about the black man?
Now let me ask you. So you grew up in New York City. You grew up in Brooklyn.
Yeah, but I've been here for a long time. So.
But you've been out here for a long time. And now you've seen a lot of stuff, and I know you had a lot of family stuff that went on as well, even when you were younger.
Wow, am I gonna cry like on Sports Center? Like, am I doing the Cuba Jr. like, you're my Quan? So. No, I had a lot of family stuff go on, but I mean, for some reason, my pops, being the cold serpent that he was, it actually helped me. No, he was. What I mean by cold, he was ice cold. He did nothing.
Don't defend yourself against my
audience. Wait a minute. No,
you got a right to say. That's your father you talking about.
That was my father. But
out there like.
But I dug that about him because he handled that. A building could fall, and he would just handle things. It was never like, a building fell. He was like, well, the building fell. Somebody go get a broom. Like, he was that dude.
He's like a character from Good Times.
He just nothing like shook him.
Wow.
And like it was where my mom's death didn't shake him at all. He was like, well, people die. People have heart attacks. And that was that. And that's what and after a while, I kind of got it later. But at first, at the time, I'm like, you cold son of a. But then now I look back, go, yeah, people do die. And there's nothing you could do. Think about the good stuff that you had with them and all the good times you had with them instead of thinking of that one last final thing.
Right.
Think of the lifetime of good, fun stuff. When he would drive me, he would go to Atlantic City because we would go gamble. And he used to drive with his knees so he could move his hands while he was talking. I'm talking about 85 miles an hour with his knees. He would drive with his knees, and we would drive to Atlantic City, and we'd go down there and lose tons of money. Well, he would lose tons of money. I didn't lose tons of money. And I'm one, he would sneak me into the casino. I'm like 7. I'm like, what are you doing? But like now I look back at what are you doing? But then now I look at it and go, that was a great time. Yeah, I got to see like what's the girls with the dancing girls with the feathers? I got to see a lot of that early. So that was cool for me. So that's why I don't look at it as he was cold or anything. I look at it as it helped me now. Like I had a couple people pass away, and I was the one that handled everything because I was more methodical about it, and so it didn't hit me the same way. So that it helped me.
Is that something that made you just going through that and being able to contain yourself like that? Is that something that made you get into martial arts?
Wow.
Yeah, we went deep.
Wow.
We went deep.
So you've been having somebody follow me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for a couple of years now.
I'm walking in Ralph's, all of a sudden a star hits next to my face. Like, and then I see. I got into it. Everybody thinks people who get into martial arts, and as deep as I was into it, everybody thinks they get into it because they were bullied or my pops beat me or nothing. It was totally for discipline because I knew I was a erratic kid. I was like a mosquito all over the place. I had all this energy, and I knew that Master Go, what's going on, Master Go, Master Lee, big Frank Freeman. I shout out everybody. Frank Freeman, who was the PKA full contact champion. Okay. I got to work with him, and because I was a little bit bigger than the other kids, they would really put me with really difficult fighters. Mm-hmm. So that's why I did it out of discipline. It got me focused and made me not be a psycho. And also, in the real sense of martial artists don't want to fight. They don't want to fight. They just want to know that if they did, they could handle their business. So a lot of times, avoid a fight at all costs. So it made me not want to go out and just start crap with people and just,
Well, what gave you the
Now I can kick though. Now I'm still old, but I still surprise people.
If anybody wants to get kicked,
hanging
out
afterwards, we're gonna have a kick seminar right after the show.
There you go. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
Bring ice.
Bring ice.
The question I had was, how did you have the state of mind that young to know that you were wild and that you needed to be reined in? You did this yourself. Nobody took you there. You did it.
No, I did it when I got old enough. I wanted to do it even younger. I wanted to do it when I was 9. I really wanted to do it. So I had that motivation. And also you watch Bruce Lee movies, and I would go.
Oh, yeah.
In Manhattan, they got a thing where they would have Kung Fu theater. And I'm not kidding you. My pops would drop me off around 5 o'clock, and he'd come back at 12 at midnight. Because they would have Sonny Chiba. It was a Sonny Chiba called Street Fighter. It was, the people are going to be too young to know this. It was Enter the Dragon. It was called Enter the Dragon with Bruce Lee. I would watch that, and Fist of Fury.
I just watched that last night.
Oh, it's so good, so good. And so
I like
it was
this part.
Yeah. What? Wow.
That's the part I like.
I think that you did a pretty good pause.
I like the people that have the smallest parts.
Yeah.
Like when he in Fist of Fury.
When he auditioned, and the guys that didn't get, he went.
Yeah, that wasn't good. That's not what we're looking for.
The next guy.
You're trying.
Not that you're a little too much in the one guy.
That's our guy.
That's the guy.
That's the guy.
And that guy hasn't worked since.
He sends Jackie Chan anger mails. Just really.
Here he comes right now.
Wow, they're looking for you, man.
But no.
Low, brother.
But no, that was what I just knew. There was something in me that knew that I needed to be reined in, and trust me, These dudes that I was working with reined me in, because you think you're a tough guy until you really get around guys that are super tough guys.
Yeah.
And it made me go, it humbles you. Because I was a little bit bigger than the other kids, and I was like, I could smoke them. And so when I got with a little bit older kids, they were just like literally kicking me all over the place. So that's what it humbles you and it makes you focus. And it helped me with comedy too, because.
Well, that's what.
you
Don't
know-
get ahead of me now. Don't get
Oh
ahead
wow!
of me.
No,
Because I'm-
did I jump ahead?
Yeah, yeah. No,
Okay, I jumped ahead. I didn't mean.
That's the next
Why
thing.
am I doing Denzel Washington fingers?
She tried to kill my wife. No.
I'm putting cases on. Okay.
I wanted to ask you, do you think?
Yeah.
Because I know that the way that I grew up was rough, was a hard time.
Right.
For me, and it seems like there was hard times for you, most certainly.
Very much so.
And
But
I want to know, do you think that we need that to be at this level of comedy, that we need to have gone through just bad things?
no, I wish I had good things. You're like, yeah,
But
man.
what do we still need it?
Man,
But we
man.
still need what we still. I mean, think about it. We get up. We're only happy when we can get up in front of a room full of people who
Strangers.
we don't know
Right.
and open a vein.
No,
Right
I
there-
know.
Right there in front of them, and it's like we hate having to ask for their permission,
Right.
and we love when we get it.
But see,
But it's like, I
No.
really want to know like, what your philosophy is on this. Is that what it takes to make a comedian? It's
No.
a lot of rough times, because the best comedians I've ever seen, their stories were like horrendous.
no, I had a bad time, but no, I don't. Why do you have to be the porcupine wrangler? No, I don't. No, I don't want. I wish I had a better life before that. But I mean, luckily I had a pops that was so detached from emotionality that it made me kind of like, okay, life's gonna be rough sometimes. That's the way it is, and keep it moving. So even though it was rough times, I kind of went, well, that's how things are sometimes. So I didn't do it. And stand-up wise, no. I mean, but
Well, I know that, like, for stand-up, you
For
started
stand-up.
because some friends took you to a comedy club, right? And
wow,
they
you're
said
doing
you
your
should be-
research.
you should-
Did you know this, people?
And they said you should get up there.
Yeah, a
and
lot of
try it.
people.
You're
I
funny.
was a goofball underneath the flittering mosquito. I was a goofball. So they were like, man, you got to use that energy. And so when I went to do stand-up, a guy named Peter Spellos at a place called Who's on First in New York, I did it 3 minutes. I remember my first 3 minutes of jokes. I had a joke about how they made bottles of whiteout. They cremated albinos. And they would cream, and that's how they made bottles of whiteout. They would drag them out into the sun and watch them. So the point is, that was one of my.
Shang's not dark at all.
Not at all. That was one of the jokes. I was a young comic. It was about Godzilla having sex with the Statue of Liberty, because that was the only woman that could accommodate Godzilla. And the ladies called him Zilla. I just wanted you to know that. That was the second joke. And then my other joke was about, it was about my father. It was about my father. So he saw me and was like, yo, you really should do this. And I was like, nah, I'm gonna be a martial arts teacher. I'm gonna have a big school, which was absolute fantasy. I thought that. And then
But you kept going back.
I kept going back, and then
Did you know
I got
before you
sucked
knew?
into the comedy hole,
Yeah.
which sounds really bad.
Did you know that you knew, but you were pushing back against it?
Yeah, because I thought I couldn't make any money at it, but now, cha-ching. No, you don't realize you can make so much money at it, and I didn't see, and my pops didn't see comics as famous. They were like, they're not, like, people think, oh, you tell jokes, you're not gonna make no money, and they think you're gonna suck, and everybody says that with comedy. Even when a woman, says something, it's like when a woman says something to you, like, how's your little comedy going?
Oh, I hate that.
They think that they don't realize
I hate that. When
you
people
could be
say
doing
that.
really well.
You're like you just came from like the Paramount up in Oakland and 5,000 people at your show.
And they still go,
And you come
"How's
back,
your-"
how'd your little show go?
Right.
Oh, my minuscule show you're talking about?
Right.
That?
Right.
Oh, it's not worth even mentioning. I want to ask you. Okay, my director is trying to signal me, but I don't know what it means. Oh, he's giving me the peace sign. He's letting me know that indeed we have won World War II. World War II, we've won it! Everybody! It's VJ Day!
Is this the bunker?
This is, yeah! Oh, I'm so glad it's over.
Wow. So, well,
No,
we're gonna run out of food, so
You know, because I know
I'm gonna have to eat your manager.
Well, he does look rather tasty.
He looks delicious.
Yeah, he like
I usually
meat.
don't like to eat human flesh, but if I had to,
When you have to,
would I have to?
or when you have an urge.
I'm letting you know, it would be you.
When it's late night, and you're hungry and you're driving around. If I hadn't found the stage, I mean, that it was
Right.
like, when I found the stage, it was like the world went from black and white to Technicolor.
Oh, okay. Some people say that
became like
about
real
comedy. They say it about comedy, or musicians say that without music, without.
Well, I started with comedic acting and with musicals,
And then-
funny musicals, and then it just progressed from there.
Gotcha.
But that was the first time anybody ever said that I did something well.
Wow.
I remember it. I remember.
Do you still love it though? Do you still love comedy?
I love it.
I love the aspect of
it-
it, but there's parts of it I want to smother with a pillow.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Because
yeah.
social media has made people stars that aren't necessarily talented at stardom or period. Like you get 1 million TikTok followers from doing a weird little boomerang dance, and all of a sudden you're selling out theaters. So when I came up and as a comic, you actually had to have material. You couldn't just do a little dance or do something like. There's a guy. Okay, I got to tell you a story, and it'll be real quick, so because I know we're. This guy just got signed to a 6-picture deal, and I'm not joking. I'm not making this up. He stuck his finger in a cat's butt. See? You're like, what? He stuck his finger in his cat butt, put it up online. In one day, he had 700,000 subscribers. In 2 days, he had 1 million subscribers. In 3 days, he had 5 million subscribers. The execs saw this and thought, well, this guy must be a star. Signed him to a 6-picture deal.
Wow, it's insane.
So I'm buying a cat. I am buying, no. But no, I'm saying, but this
Why'd
is.
you take my joke away from me?
I was right there, man. But no,
I knew I was thinking to myself.
Thinking of saying,
jump
I should
right
in there.
Mine was going to be, join us next week when we'll be here with a cat.
There you go. So
See? But now because he already used nothing.
you got to be quick on the draw. Pow, 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 pow. But no, this is a real story. He got signed by the people who are the producers of Jackass. I don't know if you know the company named
Yeah,
Jackass,
yeah.
where they shoot themselves in the testicles with bowling balls. I'm not making this up. And the movie made $29 million. It's called. There's a series of them.
Well, people get off
and they
on
stab each
voyeurism.
other and they punch each other. Hey, Chuck Liddell, come punch me in my face for over and over again. So that's who signed him. So that part of entertainment does bother me. It does make me go, wow, is that what I got to do?
Well, I remember when it first started, the first thing that I saw was like some fat guy jumping around and dancing really hard and all of this stuff in his underwear. And I wouldn't have had a problem with a fat guy jumping around and dancing, but doing it in your underwear, it was like, please love me, was what it was. And I was like,
Chris Farley?
No, it wasn't Farley. I love
No,
Farley.
no,
I love
Farley.
me some
No,
Farley.
I was with Brillstein Gray. I'm telling you, Farley was that type of dude.
No, this guy was just some guy.
Oh, okay.
And that's what it was.
No
And
diss to Chris Farley, but it's the truth.
And no, it's the truth. He'd fall down the pants.
Yeah,
and
he would
hang
do-
down.
yeah.
But I love Chris. Chris was also from Wisconsin, like Gary and I. He's a Wisconsin guy, and he was. It doesn't matter. So
Did you just have a glitch just now? And he was.
well.
I feel like, did you just?
I am heavily medicated, Shang.
So that is true. So it
I'm
happened,
with ya.
and there's nothing you can do about it.
No, there really isn't.
You got to just move on with your
I
life
just have
and
to
move
just
forward
keep
and take
going.
as much medication to navigate through.
I have just enough not to make me bite you in the throat. That made one person
You know what?
laugh.
What?
One person out there really got off on that idea.
You know what?
Two black guys biting each other in the throat. Yowee.
Maybe I'm starting to regret this whole coming up here. Never had a person interview me, I'm just medicated enough not to kill you.
Well, no, not kill you. Bite you in the throat. It's like a love bite between comedians. Hey, how you
And
doing?
that's
Ah!
now that sounds a little prison. Sounds a
A
little bit prison.
little bit.
A little bit of prison.
A little bit.
I'm not gonna bite your throat out. Just a love. You know.
Well,
Can we use the word?
No, not on this show. Blink that out. That goes.
He can bleep it. The director, who's a very funny comic, T. Ward, Thomas Ward.
Thomas.
He can do a little
Ward.
bleep.
Fantastic comedian. Even
I see him doing it on
fantastic
Colbert.
director.
I see him doing them on Seth Rogen and Steph, or whatever the show. They do it. Bleep the thing. Stop it.
No, geez, I don't know how to get to the next place from here.
You can get there. You just have to.
We went from like, I knew I wanted to go back to.
See?
I wanted to say that most comedians I know did come from like
Pain.
a really painful background. I say that like it's always said, the equation of comedy is pain.
The smiley
plus
face, the sad
time
face.
equals comedy.
Right.
Tragedy plus time equals comedy.
Right.
For me, it's definitely meant that.
Well,
But it hasn't meant that to you.
no, it doesn't. Like, I don't look at it from pain. I look at comedy from how can I say the most edgy, point of view, political, insightful stuff and still get a laugh.
Yeah.
So the challenge of it for me was not tapping into my pain because I don't think that way. It was more tapping into how can I get away with this abortion joke? How can I get away with this, I don't know if I can. I already went there with the one thing. I'm not going to do that. How can I get away with the most edgy stuff? And the people that influenced me comedy-wise, like Bill Hicks, George Carlin, who got away with saying some really edgy stuff. In fact, Lenny Bruce,
That's my
Lenny
guy.
Bruce. A lot of people don't realize those comics were saying back in the day some really edgy stuff.
Yeah.
That
They went to jail for.
They went to jail for. I like that pushing the envelope. I know that people will get canceled and got to be politically correct, but I like that. I like
That's why
the
you should
fact.
own your own show.
There you go. That makes
Nobody
sense.
gets to cancel
That's-
you when you own the
when you own the show.
own the old
But
farm.
yeah, that's why a lot of my stuff I do independently. But that HBO
it's
HBO
strange.
checks are nice though.
It's strange that you're the first comedian I've ever talked to that said that they didn't have any of that. Not that you didn't go through pain, but that it didn't motivate your work.
No, it didn't motivate my work. It doesn't even money. Everybody thinks money motivates. No, I like the fact when a comic comes up to me, it's like, yo, I cannot believe you got away with that. Like, and got a big laugh. That's the thing now that gets me sexually aroused.
Who asked you what got you sexually aroused?
Okay, I made a leap.
It was the way that you said it. As
No,
if you
no,
were
what I'm
answering
saying is-
something that I said to you during the break.
And use
You said,
that for the
"Now
promo."
That's what gets me off.
Use
That's
that
what
for the
gets my
promo.
ride
Like,
going.
yeah, next on the BD Freedom show, and then the Freedom, and then it's like, and that's what makes me. That's what makes my nipples perk up.
Let's put that in at the end of the show. Right
Yeah,
at the
right,
end.
right
after
at the
credits,
end.
It should say, and that's what gets.
Like if you're a musician or anything, if you're a musician or whatever, well then you do something wow. That when I don't mean sexually, I was just joking. But I think that when you go, wow, I actually did a set.
I did that.
That makes me feel like, I'm pushing the envelope. And it's cool. I'll give you an example. I can't use the exact terminology. I met George Carlin in Vegas. I was doing the little tiny horrible room in Vegas at the Tropicana. It was a little tiny room, like horrible gig. And I didn't know if I was going to get paid. George Carlin's doing the 5,000 seat room upstairs. I don't know what made him come downstairs. He couldn't sleep or whatever. He's sitting in the back. He watches my set. I come off stage. He makes a comment. I look over and go, is that George Carlin? And he says, hey, you got big enough in a dumpster. He said that to me, and I used it on my resume for like 5 years. Because he was like, you just pushed the envelope. I was doing Satan worship jokes. I was doing the most edgy stuff I could think of because I was influenced by comics like Bill Hicks. And actually, it was another comic that really influenced me a lot because he just didn't give a damn. Paul Mooney.
Paul.
And Paul Mooney would just say whatever.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about it. And that's
That's a perfect Paul Mooney.
hey, little yellow black man, say what you want to. and so I like that. I like the fact that he just did his thing. And if you look at the comics that are changed comedy, to me at least, Richard
think
Pryor
you're right there.
was really out there.
Oh yeah.
At that time, and it was almost underground. So that's what makes me that. So I don't tap into pain as much now. Acting wise, you have to tap into pain so you can get something sad across. But
Or angry.
or whatever.
Whatever.
But comedy, no, because I want people to leave and be like, wow, that was fun, that was crazy. I can't believe he said that. Like I have a new bit that I do about gay zombies, and.
Oh, everybody's doing a gay zombie.
Oh, that bit is so hack right now. So many gay zombie jokes. And so a lot of people tell me, don't do that joke. Oh my goodness. And now that joke's one of my most killer jokes. What? If you look at Letterman back in the day and the shows that really hit, there was something like you want to be part of that clique.
Yeah.
Right? And I like shows like that. And then other people got hip to it and become mainstream. But I like that underground kind of edgy. That's why I like bands that even when they, like Green Day used to be a punk band that played in CBGBs and just really edgy. And then all of a sudden you hear them on Tide commercials. And I don't know if
Everybody grows up.
No, I've done some mainstream stuff. I mean, come on, man. I've been on some real mainstream stuff. But when it comes to my live show, I let them know. And if you see the warning and you still come to my show and you sit there the whole show, then that's your fault. Like, that is.
You're right, but I never heard anybody put it that way.
It's your fault.
Right. It's your fault.
I'm so outraged. You and your jokes are evil, and then you sit there the whole time. Nobody's holding you there. There's no force field.
You know what? I made a deal with myself when I really knew I was going to be a comedian and an actor, because I would do 6 months of a run of a play, and then I'd do 6 months of stand-up, and I went back and forth like that for like 10 years. 6 months of a play, when the play was getting ready to end, 6 months booked doing stand-up, and I realized I needed some rules for myself because of who it is that I am, just the kind of guy I am, and. They all kind of ended up making me, I wouldn't say like a clean comedian, but just one who doesn't do other stuff. Like the stuff that I'm looking for is I want to be edgy like you, but I want to be, I don't want to leave the audience with no nourishment. I don't want to give them candy, because that's nothing. They leave with nothing. I want to give them a meal.
How about steak with candy wrapped around it?
That sounds like I'm trying to kill my audience.
I am trying to kill my audience. With laughter, shut up.
Not in an alley.
Not in an alley with a knife, come on. No,
I really want them to leave being more educated than when they showed up. And if I can feel that way, like every show, then
you feel good.
I win.
And it's sexually arousing.
I get. Hey, learning isn't sexually
No, but
arousing.
like there's nothing.
You don't know how many times
I like clean comics. But I mean, then again, for me, the comics that I gravitated to, the George Carlins, the Paul Mooneys, the edgy comics, that was the ones I thought were dangerous. And the Lenny, I watched a documentary on Lenny Bruce. That dude, other than sniffing glue, he was,
Looking for Lenny?
Yeah, he just really was out there.
He was.
And
I love that, and I love all those crazy guys. There's always this part of me in my head that's going, yeah, go do the crazy.
And then you take the medication, and it goes down.
No, I take the medication and try to think really hard what will happen to my career, my marriage, if I was to go down this road. Well, no, that's not the road to go. No.
I don't know, but you know what'll make people watch a show sometimes? That one little clip, that one little 30-second clip. They go, wow, they were on this. I got to see the rest of what they were talking about. And I see people that do stuff that cater to the mainstream, and you got to think, Prince used to be a guy in his underwear with a trench coat on.
Booed at the Rolling Stone concert.
Yeah, and he got booed at the Rolling Stone concert, but then, 10 Grammys later, they don't get it. So I'd rather be that dude than the dude that starts off with, ooh wop wop, ooh wop, ooh wop. I'd rather be Prince,
Yeah. Well, you are, brother.
I think I got a dirty mind.
Yeah, now you are. You know what?
That's a sexy song, boy.
As far as comedy goes, you are.
I am.
Prince,
I'm trying to be.
And
I'm doing okay.
I want to get this in before we close.
I
was a huge fan of the night that you did like several comedy clubs in a row.
Oh yeah,
And
that
you
was.
took us with you to each one. I thought that was just brilliant. I was like, damn it, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, I did 7 headline shows in one night. I got it. Oh, I got 2 comics beat me since then. One did 11 and another one did 13. Steve Byrne.
I didn't see
Steve Byrne. I'm giving props. Steve Byrne, you got me on this one. But I'm doing 78 shows in one night. And top that, I'm gonna be a corpse with a microphone after I'm done.
You really went for
And
it.
right at the end, Rosebud. And then I'm just but no,
Citizen Kane, watch a movie.
no, see, that's why I said the thing. But I'm saying stuff like that I wanted to do to just kind of push the envelope of people say, well, you know, you don't work hard enough. I don't? Okay, watch this. It wasn't out of trying to break a record. It was more out of, oh, I don't, huh? Because sometimes I wouldn't like if I had a show canceled, I'd be like, oh well, all right, go get some. Who wants some, bagels? Let's go get something to eat. Like I didn't like, and people thought I didn't care. I did care, but what am I gonna do? Like what am I gonna do about it?
That happens to me. Laura has to sit all night long with me and watch me ugly cry.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always take it personally.
Canceled
Why
gigs.
didn't they like me?
I got a show. I had a movie written for me, with me in mind, and got taken away from me. And people thought, you're going to hate Chappelle. No, not at all. All right, I'll say what it was. It was called Undercover Brother. The character was called Conspiracy Guy or something. T. Ward know what I'm talking about. And the dude told me to my face, I wrote that with you in mind because of the way your act is. And then Chappelle ended up doing it because Chappelle's Chappelle. And then people were like, were you mad at Chappelle? I'm like, not at all. I mean, it wasn't for me. Like, I never get mad at stuff that wasn't for me. If a woman ever cheats on me, I go, well, wasn't for me. You wanted that guy.
Well, that's what I always
Now, I'm
do.
going to burn you both up in the house. Because
I am gonna
nobody
burn
does that
houses
to Johnny Red.
I think on that we'll close out the show.
We're going to close on burning houses down?
Hey, after burning houses
What?
down, ain't nothing left. So listen, Shang, will you come back and see us again?
You didn't think I was going to come at all. So.
Yeah, man.
But I told you, man, I'm down. I think that I like the fact that I like your perseverance and the fact that you're doing your own thing, and that's what makes it real chill. If you didn't, man, I'd be like, yo, man, no, I'm not coming back. But
No.
I like the fact you're doing it, and
You still have an answer if you're
you have
actually coming
plans.
back.
Yes,
You will.
yes, and you have plants, and I like plants.
Yeah, that's Lori.
Wait a minute, are these real?
Not
Not at all.
Of course they're all real. We
You
love
got
our
me, man.
plans.
I thought they were real.
No, no, that's all Lori.
If you saw my place, I have some. I like plants. See, you're gonna make fun of me. I like plants. Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm a martial artist that likes plants and telling jokes.
Good. Well, you know what? You're damn good at it. And
Thank you.
I am damn glad that I was one of the cats that got to work with you
Early on.
and got some really good advice that I've been able to hold on to this very day. So one of the things you told me, though, was know when it's time to get off the stage. And it's time for me to get off this stage. So listen, everybody. We love you. This has been the B.D. Freeman program. Everybody give it up for Shang.
Yeah!
Rather him. Rather him. And
Are you not entertained?
and we will be with you guys next week where we will have another exciting cat sniffing butt tickler. I'm sorry. I don't
You
know
had
where
to
that
do
came
it.
from. I don't know where that came from. But we love you. Have a great night. And remember, you are not actually interracial dating unless you are dating a horse or a chicken. Good night, everybody.
I have no idea what that meant.
It's the B.D. Freeman
Show.
It's the
Come on, get into it.
Freeman Show.
Grab this thing.
I'm gonna give a little Frank Sinatra.
Ah.
It's the B.D. Freeman Show.
It's the B.D. Freeman.
It's the B.D. Freeman Show. Oh, he made it funky at the end.